Hey guys, you're welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by and please consider subscribing. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. In this tutorial, we'll be looking at this Cowl Bubu. You can see how it has a lot of gathers around the yoke. It has a yoke and there are two ways we can go about the style. So first of all, I will draft it on a paper. At the top edge of the paper, I will draw an horizontal line and that will serve as our shoulder line. On the shoulder line, I'll create the neckline of 2.5 inches neck width and 3 inches depth. I'll connect the neck width to the neck depth using my pattern master. And on the shoulder line again, I am placing a half of my shoulder measurement. The half of my shoulder measurement here is 7 inches and I'll be placing about 16 inches for the sleeve length. At that sleeve length, I am going downwards with 2 inches and I will connect it to meet the neck width. So when you're taking this measurement, it has to be from your mid back to your desired sleeve length. So after slanting it like so, I'll go back to the shoulder slope, and place the sleeve opening of about 10 inches wide and 1 inch for seam allowance, because we'll be using a 1 inch elastic around there, so it will give some kind of ruffles. Okay, so I'm connecting that dot, and at where I have my sleeve opening, I'm going inwards with 2.5 inches, drawing an horizontal line there. I will go back to the center front, and from the shoulder line I will place a half length of 16 inches and a hip line of 26 inches, and I'll be using about 8 inches from that hip line as my knee line. Okay, and the length of this paper is about 54 inches. Drawing horizontal lines at the point that I have marked. Okay, I'll then place a quarter of my hip circumference plus 1 inch and I'll connect that point to meet the sleeve opening. Okay, so using a longer ruler, I'm connecting that point that we have as our sleeve opening to the measurement I have on the knee line. And the measurement I have on the knee line is what I will take to the length of this paper, which is a quarter of the hip circumference plus 1 inch. I'll connect it to meet the knee line, and then I'll just blend out that sharp edge. So now this is another way of making this bubu. Instead of using a whole paper like this, you can just draft your yoke and then use it and place it on your fabric. Okay, so now I'm using the yoke length of 19 inches. Okay, and I'll be using the shoulder measurement, reducing half from my shoulder measurement. I'll connect it to meet that 19 inches I have there, and then I'll blend out that sharp edge I have around the sleeve opening like so. So the second method I'm talking about is you just draft this yoke, okay, and then you place it on your fabric, making sure that you have excess for the fabric, excess, so you can make the pleat. So now, because I'll be using a slash and spread method, so we will have that gathers or pleats that we have around the yoke. So I'm making it about 1.5 inches apart, and I'll be slanting it out like you're seeing me do. So this is the main method I am using for this tutorial. All right, so I'll do the other slashing off camera, and then this is what it looks like. So I'll simply cut this out. Then I'm cutting out the yoke part, and I'll label, this part is front yoke, and because I'll be using the same yoke to make the back yoke. So I'm going downwards with 1 inch for the back yoke, and I'm slashing out lines that I have marked. And this is how I place it on the fabric. I'm using about 4.5 yards. I'm using about 4.5 yards of this fabric, and I feel it should be up to 6 inches. I mean 6 yards if you want it to be that full like in the video. Okay, so I had to place it like this because I couldn't take in all the length of the paper, you know. So I had to just leave a little at this length because the length of this fabric is not up to 60, it's about 54. You know, if it was about 60, then I can, you know, it would take the whole of the length of this paper. So now that second method I was talking about, you just bring in the yoke, get the length of the yoke, all right, mark it, and then you will then spread it out, okay, from that yoke to the edge of this paper, and then you have your gathers. But for this one I had to spread it, you know, slash and spread. Now I spread the slashes that I made on the paper, and because the fabric, like I said, wasn't really that big, okay, so I couldn't really I couldn't really spread it so much. All right, so if it was up to 6 yards, I will spread it just the way I would have loved to have it. So now at that point that I marked for the yoke line, you know, because I do not want to compromise the length of the fabric so much, so I'm using the length of the yoke, and then I will just, you know, take it out to where I have the last slash. Okay, that's the shoulder line, and I'll take it out. All right, so I hope it makes sense. Okay, so now after tracing out that line, I'm sorry it wasn't so visible here, perhaps the distance of the camera, so I will connect it to the, you know, to the shoulder line, and that's how I am cutting it. So after this point, the sewing part is not so difficult. All right, after cutting this, I just had to measure it, and I had about 2 times the length of the yoke. So of course the gathers will be okay, but it should have been like times 3 for it to really be full. So cutting the yoke, I'll be cutting the back yoke first. I am placing 1 inch for the zipper allowance. So drawing an horizontal line at the top edge there, so I'll know where to place the yoke. I'll bring in the yoke and make sure the front center aligns with the zipper allowance, and I need to pin this down. So after the zipper allowance of 1 inch, I want to make it 1 inch, okay, 1 inch seam allowance at the other side of the yoke. That will be for the seam allowance, okay. So 1/2 inch for the yoke and 1/2 inch for the fabric, from the shoulder to the length of this yoke. So then I'll simply make a little horizontal line for the zipper allowance. So now I'll cut this out, and then that should open at the zipper allowance, and that's it for the back yoke. For the front yoke, I am cutting out the neckline for the front, and I'll simply need to fold this fabric into 2. Okay, so on fold I have placed the yoke. So what I'll do now is I'll just add that 1 inch, just like I did to the back yoke. So I'll mark out that 1 inch from the shoulder line to the length of the yoke, and then I'll connect the dot and cut it out. So when I'm done with it, I'll need to add an interface to this because a lot will be going on this yoke. So I added interface and I've installed the zipper. It's an invisible zipper. So that's the interface if you can sight it. So now I'll bring in the front yoke and place it exactly on the back yoke. Using half inch, I'll use half inch to sew at the shoulder. I'll join it and iron. And then for the fabric, that fabric, I folded it into four. So one part will be for the back and one for the front. Okay, so I cut the front and the back together. So what I'm trying to do here at this point is to bring the back and the front panels together at the shoulder. The right side of the fabric of the front panel facing the right side of the fabric for the back panel. So now I am done sewing the yoke at the shoulder. I've also joined the main fabric at the shoulder as well. So I'll bring in the shoulder of the yoke and then make sure it aligns with the shoulder of the main fabric. So the beauty about this is that for the main fabric, there's no front or back, all right? Either way can work. But immediately you install the yoke, you will now know where the front is, because of course there's difference on the yoke. Now for the yoke part, you will notice that the back yoke looks longer. That's because if you cut the half length of the front the same thing as the back will have to will drop like 1.5 or 2 inches, while the front half length will still maintain its weight. That's why most times when we are cutting fitted dresses, we make it 1.5 inches lesser at the back panels. All right, so the front and the back panel here, we cut it the same thing, but it will appear differently when we attach it. So now for the yoke, I am bringing the right side of the yoke to face the right side of the fabric, and then I'll pin it at the shoulder. Remember, we have joinings at both the yoke shoulder and the main fabric. So pinning it right side facing right side. So right side facing right side. So I'll then have to, the V part that we have there at the down part of the yoke, I'll pin it to that, the V that we have on the main fabric. So they will correspond, okay? So the V goes in there, and then you pin the right side of the yoke fabric to the right side of the main fabric and pin it like so. So you notice that we'll have excess on the main fabric, so you need to pleat it or do gathers to fit into the length of the yoke, and that will do on the 4 sides of the yoke. All right, so on the right side and the left you pleat, and for the front too you're doing the same thing. So you will sew it all the way from that V part that we have. You sew it through the shoulder, you sew it to the shoulder, and then the shoulder to the front. I now did the back. So this is it. I am done, and I had to use a black bias to turn the neck. So the next thing, I want to use about 1 inch, that 1 inch elastic. Okay, so I'll first of all create the channel of about 1.5 inches or 1/4 inches, and then I will bring in the elastic. The elastic has the measurement of around my 3/4 sleeve length, okay, and then I'll insert it and take out the seam allowance, and this is how it looks like on me. So if you love this, give me a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video.